The galaxy had a peculiar sense of humor, and John Riker, a retired human veteran, was starting to suspect it was laughing at him. He had survived wars that spanned half the Orion cluster, outmaneuvered alien mercenaries with more limbs than he cared to count, and even survived an orbital collapse over Centauri Prime. Yet here he was, sitting nervously in a small, dimly lit restaurant on the neutral trade station of Aviucus 4, waiting for a blind date arranged by the station's matchmaking AI. Patience. John, he muttered to himself, trying to calm the knot in his stomach. You've dealt with plasma storms, sniper drones, and entire alien battalions. You can handle one date. He glanced at the table across from him. Empty except for a small holoscreen projecting a list of alien cuisines. Nothing. John had almost given up hope. The AI, affectionately named Lovey, had promised him an ideal match. The last human she paired him with had turned out to be less than ideal. A result of an unfortunate misunderstanding involving a shape-shifting Zelenary and a misinterpreted HUG protocol. So when the waiters cleared the last traces of dessert, and no one appeared, John let out a long, weary sigh. He pulled his hands over his face, the lines of age and combat etched deep into his features. Well, he murmured, guess it's just another quiet night for a lonely old soldier. He was about to leave when the doors slid open with a soft hiss, and a hush fell over the small restaurant. All eyes seemed to turn toward the entrance, though John barely noticed until he did. There she was, tall, elegant, with skin that shimmered like liquid silver and eyes that glowed faintly teal. She walked in with the poise of someone accustomed to commanding fleets, not dates. Her presence was magnetic, almost unsettling, yet undeniably captivating. She was alien, yes, but there was something undeniably human in the determination behind her gaze. The waiters, usually unflappable, were nearly bowing as she passed. John, heart hammering, could only stare. And then she stopped, right in front of his table. Her voice, smooth and resonant, filled the room. John Riker, she asked. There was no hesitation, no formalities, just direct acknowledgement, like she had been expecting him all along. He swallowed hard, trying to muster his usual confidence. Yes, that's me. A faint smile curved her lips, sharp and knowing. I'm Nira. I hear you're a veteran. He chuckled nervously, rubbing the back of his neck. You could say that, and I hear you're... Well, I don't know yet. Nira's smile widened just slightly, and she took the chair opposite him. You've been waiting for me? She asked casually, though her tone carried a subtle edge. I was told you might have left. I was about to, John admitted. Thought maybe you weren't coming. Interesting, Nira said. She leaned forward, resting her elongated hands on the table, fingers tipped with faintly glowing talons that seemed both elegant and dangerous. I wouldn't miss this for the galaxy. John blinked. For the galaxy. She nodded. For the galaxy. And for you. Something in him stiffened. Not fear, exactly, but recognition. This was no ordinary alien socialite. There was a weight to her presence, an authority that felt military, or at least capable of it. So, he began cautiously, what do you want to drink? Water, room temperature, she replied. Earth style. Her lips quirked in what might have been amusement. I'm curious about humans, John Riker. They tell me you're... Remarkable, remarkable. That word caught him off guard. Is that so? He asked. What makes me remarkable? Her gaze sharpened. You survived wars most humans wouldn't even dream of. You've seen what others couldn't survive, and you're still standing. That kind of resilience. It's rare, even for your kind. John chuckled softly, a rough sound that echoed the long years behind him. I don't feel that remarkable, just stubborn. Nira tilted her head. Stubbornness, resilience, adaptability. These are qualities we admire in humans. Her eyes softened, glowing a fraction brighter. I've studied them for years, and yet I've never encountered one in person. Until now. The conversation settled into a rhythm that surprised John. She asked questions, sharp, precise, yet personal. Not invasive, but probing. He found himself talking about his past missions, about the war fronts he had seen, the planets he had defended, and the mistakes he had survived. She listened without interruption, nodding at key points, and occasionally offering insights that made him pause. You see, humans have a way of surviving that even we, superior species, she gestured lightly at herself, cannot always predict. There's a chaos to you that's structured, a flexibility that's rare in galactic warfare. John raised an eyebrow. Superior species? You mean your people? She nodded, eyes distant for a fraction of a second. We have longevity, superior technology, advanced tactical algorithms. But in a direct confrontation, humans are unpredictable, dangerous, unpredictable. John asked, a faint smile forming. Dangerous, huh? I guess that explains why I'm still alive. Nira's laugh was soft, melodic. Exactly. Hours passed in what felt like minutes. They talked about fleets, planets, human culture, alien technology, and the absurdities of galactic bureaucracy. John realized he hadn't felt this alive in years. The war had aged him, hardened him, made him wary of connections. And yet, with Nira, the conversation flowed easily, like two old friends rediscovering the universe together. Then came the moment that changed everything. A soft chime echoed through the restaurant, and Lovey's hologram appeared, flickering above the table. Congratulations, John Riker. Your match has arrived. John froze. Wait, arrived, he whispered, staring at Nira. Nira's eyes twinkled faintly. You mean me? LUV's tone was cheerful, almost smug. Yes, your compatibility score was off the charts. She was selected specifically for you based on every available parameter, including military aptitude, resilience, and emotional intelligence. John leaned back, dumbfounded. You mean all this? You were sent by the AI. Nira nodded, smiling knowingly. In a sense, yes. But I also volunteered. You volunteered. John's voice was incredulous. Why? Because I've been searching for someone like you, she said simply. Someone human, someone who understands the weight of responsibility, someone remarkable. John felt his throat tighten. For decades, he had walked through life alone, haunted by memories of comrades lost, battles fought, and sacrifices made. And here was this alien woman, acknowledging not just his survival, but the life he had lived, the man he had become. So, he said slowly, you're my match. Yes, Nira said. And if you're willing, I'd like to see where this could go. John exhaled, a breath he didn't realize he had been holding. He leaned forward, resting his hands on the table. You know, I thought blind dates were a gamble, he said. But I guess some gambles are worth taking. Neera smiled, and there was warmth in her eyes that seemed to reach across species, across light years. The best ones often are. Over the next hour, the conversation turned lighter, filled with laughter, teasing, and shared stories of absurd situations that only a human veteran and an alien strategist could survive. By the time they left the restaurant, John felt a sense of hope he hadn't known he could feel again. As they walked out onto the observation deck, the stars stretched endlessly before them. John gazed at the glittering expanse, thinking of all the battles he had fought, all the lives lost and saved. And now, here was a new battle, one of trust, of connection, of something he had thought lost to him forever. You know, he said quietly, I never thought I'd see someone like you on a blind date. I was ready to give up. Neera's hand found his fingers brushing in a gentle, alien-human contact. Sometimes, she said softly, the universe waits for the right moment. And the right person. John nodded, feeling a rare, deep sense of peace. Then I guess the universe got its timing right. Neera smiled. It did, and I'm glad I'm here. As the stars shimmered above, two unlikely souls from opposite corners of the galaxy walked together, a human veteran and an alien woman, discovering that even after a lifetime of wars and solitude, hope, connection, and something extraordinary could still find a way. And in that moment, John Riker realized that surviving the galaxy wasn't just about battles and strategy, it was about finding someone worth standing beside. Asterisk,